Hello everyone, my name is Claudius Kazan. In this video we continue talking about minor keys. We're going to talk about the minor keys I didn't have a chance to talk about last time. We're going to do a few exercises with minor keys. I will perform for you the last 4 lines from Robert Starr's Rhythmic Training book, the number 25, and Solfege number 22. So please stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's continue talking about minor keys. Last time we talked about the 3 forms of the minor, the natural, the harmonic, and the melodic. And just to recap really quickly, the natural inherits the key signature from its major counterpart. Remember the distance between the two, the major and the minor, it's always that of a minor third, all right? And the natural just strings the pitches up and down. There's no changes or anything that we need to make. There's no leading tone and so on. So the harmonic adds a leading tone, meaning that you need to raise the 7th degree to create the leading tone, but that creates that interval of a augmented second between the 6th and the 7th degrees, right? It's perfectly fine, especially for instrumental music. But for singing, it's a little bit more difficult to sing. So they decided to raise the 6th degree in the melodic form, right, to mitigate that augmented second. So the melodic form has both the 6th and the 7th degrees raised. However, on the way down, you saw that melodic, if you leave it with the 7th and 6th degrees raised, it doesn't sound quite good. So they decided to bring those down to their original state when performing a descending form of the melodic minor. Okay, so with that in mind, let's look at a few keys that we didn't have a chance to look at last time. And let's start with E flat major and C. Okay, C minor and E flat major, they have 3 flats in the key signature. Both share the same key signature, the same DNA basically. And they are said to be relative keys. Remember this relationship between the major and its minor counterpart. It's the relationship of the relative. All right. The next one with 4 flats is A flat major and F minor. All right. And then we have D flat major and B flat minor with 5 flats in the key signature. And then with 6 flats, we have G flat major and E flat minor. Remember, always that distance between them as the distance of the minor third. And finally, we have C flat major and A flat minor with 7 flats in the key signature. Now we can go up to the ones with sharps that we didn't see, we didn't talk about last time. A major and F sharp minor. Why F sharp? Because A to F sharp is a minor third, right? 3 sharps in the key signature. After that, we have E major and C sharp minor, okay, with 4 sharps in the key signature. And then B major and G sharp minor with 5. And F sharp major and D sharp major with 6. And finally, we have C sharp major and A sharp minor with 7. Now, let's look. We have 7 keys with sharps, 7 keys with flats, and C major with no sharps and flats. That makes 15 major keys total in this circle of fifth, right? And remember that each of these major keys have associated minor keys. That means another 30, right? So in your music career, you'll have to remember really 30 keys altogether, all right? 15 major ones and 15 minor ones. Excellent. Remember, one of the things is that you can extend the circle of fifths. It's not really a circle, it's more like a spiral. You can go up from C sharp major, another perfect fifth, and you're going to get to G sharp major. It's an impractical key because your key signature at that point is going to be F double sharp and all the other ones sharp, regular sharp. Imagine the nightmare now of trying to perform a piece in G sharp major and having to deal with F double sharp, and having to always play or perform that enharmonically with G all the time. You have to remember that. And it gets even less practical as you go again farther into it by adding perfect fifths and so on. Or you can go the other way, down a perfect fifth from C flat major to F flat major. Okay, F flat major is going to have it's going to have a double flat in the key signature, the B double flat, and then everything else is going to be flat. Now, how are you going to nicely put that key signature in there? You'd have to put B double flat and then leave a little space and string all the other. It becomes a nightmare, and it's not really practical. Okay, there are a few composers out there who demonstrated the fact that yes, you can still compose in these farther keys like G sharp major and F flat major and so on, but it's very difficult to perform pieces in those keys when you can easily use their enharmonic counterparts and you're done. Okay, very good. I want to talk a little bit about parallel keys. Okay, parallel keys are two keys that share the same tonic. For example, C major and C minor. What's different, the difference between them is the mode. One of them is of a major mode, the other one is of a minor mode, right? But they are called parallel because they share the same starting point. For example, C. Okay, and they end with C as well. Of course, not all pitches are going to be different. Let's take a look, for example, at C major and C minor. From this diagram that I have here, just follow the red line. Okay, you can see that C major has no sharps or flats in the key signature, but C minor, it's the relative minor of E flat major, which has 3 flats in the key signature. Okay. So let's look at another one. For example, B major and B minor. B major has 5 sharps in the key signature, and B minor is the relative minor of D major that has 2 sharps in the key signature. Okay. Now, why is this important to look at this and look at the keys this way? Well, practically, for example, when you're trying to modulate or change keys in a piece of music, right? We don't want to stay in the same key all the time, and I exemplified that for you many times. Things get boring very fast. So when you want to change keys, to move from one key to another, it's very easy to do a mode change, for example, and find yourself in a key with a completely different key signature. For example, if I spend my time in C major and all of a sudden I go into C minor, okay, it's going to be a very natural key change that way because both keys have the same tonic, right? But one of them is of mode major, the other one it's of mode minor. And I'll exemplify this for you in a second when I go to the piano, okay? But I want you guys to take a look at this schematic here. On the right side, I put the key of C in a yellow square. And there's 3 levels here on the horizontal plane here. The first level, the one in the middle, shows you the dominant key, which is G, right? You arrived to the dominant by going up a perfect fifth, or the subdominant key to the left, and you arrive there by going down a perfect fifth, okay? These are very closely related keys to C major. So you have your dominant key, up a perfect fifth, and your subdominant key, down a perfect fifth. Now, each of these 3 keys, your regular, your starting key, your dominant key, and the subdominant, each have relative keys, and that's on the lower level. You arrive to those by going down a minor third, remember? So from C to A minor, from G major to E minor, from F major to D minor, okay? So it's going to be very easy to modulate, to change keys when you're going to these closely related keys. I will go to the piano and I'll show you in a second. And you also have the parallel line, the one on top, okay, where you can change modes. For example, going from C to C minor, or from G major to G minor, or F major to F minor, okay? Composers of the Baroque period primarily have used this very effectively to modulate. Later composers in the classical period, late classical period, or the romantic period are modulating or can modulate to much farther keys than these. These are closely related keys, these 9 keys. But even Beethoven, for example, finds ways to modulate to other keys by different means. And I'll go to the piano right now just to show you how easy it is, for example, to move from C major to G major, or F major, or to the relative minor, A minor, okay? Or to the parallel key, C minor, all right? So follow me at the piano, and I will improvise a little harmonic progression here in C major, just to get your ear used to the C major tonality here. Okay, so now C is in your ear. Let's see if I can modulate quickly to the key of G, and let's see what kind of a mechanism I use to do this. All right, so I arrived to the key of G. How did I do that? By employing F sharp. Remember, F sharp is the leading tone in G. So if I start stating that F sharp all the time, my ear gets drawn closer and closer to G major all the time, right? And if I could manage to give you a cadence or a stopping point into G, I have established basically the key of G major, all right? Let me go back to C now and reestablish C major. I am going back to F natural, right? Okay, so what did I do here? I started employing B flat. Okay, remember B flat is the one element between these keys, the key of C and the key of F, that's different. Okay, so B flat belongs to F major. So if I start playing with B flat long enough, you will start hearing the key of F having some kind of a gravitational pull all of a sudden. And if I manage to give you a cadence in F major, I have established that new key. So this is F major right now. Good, let me go back to C. So what did I do here? I went to A minor, which is the relative minor of C major. How did I do that? Well, first of all, I needed to use the G sharp. Why G sharp? Because the G sharp is the leading tone into A. So if I play enough with G sharp, I'm starting to get pulls into A minor a lot. And if I manage to give you a cadence in A minor, I have established the key of A minor. Now, in order to do this, I have to use the harmonic or the melodic minor, right? Because those are the two forms that have leading tones, right? So I would have to, If I go this way, this is a weaker version of A minor, right? Because I had G natural, and it doesn't have that pull, you know, that pull to A minor that allows me to establish it easy. So in order to do that, I would use G sharp a lot, right? Just to establish the leading tone, G sharp, and finally cadence into A minor. Okay, good. Let me go back to C major now. What if I do something like this? So what did I do? I went to C minor, and it was a very, very easy modulation, basically because I did a mode change, meaning that I went from C major, the chord of C, to the chord of the C minor. Okay? And how did I do that? Just by lowering the third to E flat. Okay? Because C minor has 3 flats in the key signature: B flat, A flat, and E flat. Okay? So the difference here between the chord of the C major and the chord of the C minor, it's only that of using E flat instead of E natural. Okay? So you can see how easy it is just by using the key signature elements of some of these keys to modulate or change keys from one to the other. We'll talk a lot more about this once we talk about triads, we start harmonizing things, and once you get familiar with all these keys, okay, you can substitute basically that C that I have in the middle with any other key, all right? And you can find out what that new key's closely related keys are, and treat it basically the same as I treated C major in this case, all right? So make sure that you really remember this circle of fifth, how these keys relate to each other, right? And in the beginning, you might have to memorize them until you commit them to memory enough that they become second nature. And you can think and you have this circle of fifth in your mind, and you don't have to actually visually see it in front of you. Great. Let's do a couple of other things here. Let's do some exercises with minor keys. Exercise number 1, for example. Write the harmonic minor form for the key of G minor. Use the key signature ascending and descending. Okay, so you're given the minor key here, and you have to find the key signature and string the pitches up and down. And we're going to do this first without the tablet. All right, we're going to do it in our minds first. G minor, you're given the minor key. How do you find out what the key signature is? Let's say that you don't know too much about minor keys, but you know that from the minor to the major, you have to go up a minor third. Okay? Think of the major key always being on the top and the minor key always on the bottom. So if you're given the minor key, you have to go up by a minor third, and you'll find the major key, the relative major, right? So what's a minor third up from G? G, A, B flat, right? So B flat major, if you remember from the major keys, B flat major has 2 flats in the key signature. Therefore, G minor will have the same, right? They share the same key signature. So let's string the pitches right now. Remember, we have 2 flats in the key signature, B flat and E flat, so those are constants, right? And we need to find the harmonic minor. The harmonic minor adds the leading tone, the raised 7th degree. What's the raised 7th degree in G minor? It's F sharp, right? So we have 2 flats in the key signature plus F sharp, which is our leading tone. So G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F sharp, G. Remember, E flat to F sharp is that augmented second, which will be present in every harmonic minor key that we deal with. How about descending? G, F sharp, E flat, D, C, B flat, A, and G. Let's see if that's correct. 2 flats in the key signature, of course, and F sharp as our leading tone. We don't have to put B flat and E flat because it's taken care of for us in the key signature. Okay? Very good. Let's go to exercise number 2. Write the melodic form for the key of C sharp minor. Use the key signature, ascending and descending. So this is the melodic form. The melodic form has the 6th and the 7th degrees raised. And we're dealing with C sharp minor. So we're giving the bottom key, the minor key. We have to go up a minor third to find out what the relative major is, so we can find out what the key signature is. So C sharp, D, E. Okay, so C sharp to E is a minor third, so E major would be our relative major key. What's the key signature for E major? It's 4 sharps. Okay, so 4 sharps go into the key signature. Let's remember that. And let's string the pitches up in the melodic form. What are going to be my 6th and 7th degrees raised? Well, obviously the leading tone, it's going to be B sharp, because B sharp to C sharp, right? It's going to be your minor second there between the 7th and the 8th degrees, or the 1st degree. All right, so B sharp is our leading tone, and we also have to bring up A sharp, right? That's the 6th degree. So let's string the pitches right now. We have 3 sharps in the key signature plus these 2, so for a total of 5 sharps. So let's see, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, and C sharp. Okay? Remember, on the way down the melodic, we have to cancel the 7th and the 6th degrees. We have to bring them down to their natural state. So let's go back down now. C sharp, B natural, A natural, G sharp, F sharp, E, D sharp, and C sharp. Let's see if that's correct. So 4 sharps in the key signature. Here we go. 4 sharps in the key signature plus the 2. The raised 6th, A sharp, and the raised 7th, B sharp. And on the way down, we have to bring those to their natural state. Okay? Very good. You should be able to do this in your mind before you commit everything to paper. All right. Exercise number 3. You are in the key of A flat major. Write the key signature, the tonic and the dominant of the relative minor key. All right, so this time you're given the major key. You're asked to find out what the minor key is. And you have to put the key signature in and find the tonic and the dominant and write them down. You don't have to string the pitches this time. All right, so A flat major. A flat major now, if you remember from the circle of fifth, has 4 flats in the key signature. Let's go down a minor third to find out what the minor key is. So from A flat, you go down to F. Okay, A flat to F, it's a minor third. So we're dealing with F minor. Okay, again, same key signature, 4 flats. And we're asked to state the tonic. Obviously, F is the tonic. And the dominant. Dominant's always a perfect fifth up. So from F, I have to go up a fifth, a perfect fifth, and that is pitch C. When I flip the tablet page here, I should see 4 flats in the key signatures and pitches F and C written down. Here we go. 4 flats with F and C as my tonic and my dominant. All right, and one more exercise. You are in the key of D flat major. Write the key signature, the subdominant and the leading tone of the relative harmonic minor. Of course, if you deal with leading tones, can only be the harmonic or the melodic minors, right? Because those are the 2 forms that have leading tones. All right, so D flat major. What's the key signature for D flat major? 5 flats, okay? D flat major, and we're asked to go down to the relative minor. Okay, so D flat to B flat is a minor third, so our relative minor key is B flat minor. Okay, and what's the subdominant? Well, we have to go up a fourth. B, C, D, E flat. Remember, we're starting from B flat, so E flat is our subdominant. All right, so and also the leading tone. What's the leading tone to B flat? Leading tone to B flat, it's A natural. Okay, because A natural to B flat is a half step. So when I flip the page here, I should see 5 flats in the key signature, and the subdominant, which is E flat, and the leading tone, which is A natural. Here we go. E flat as the subdominant, A natural as the leading tone, with 5 flats in the key signature. These are the kind of exercises you should expect in your homework. Okay, and this pretty much covers everything. You have to find key signatures. You have to string pitches, you know, in the 3 forms of the minor, and you also have to remember the scale degrees, the subdominants, the dominants, the leading tones, and so on. Okay, excellent. Make sure you guys ask for the homework at the classical music theory guy at gmail.com. Okay, and I will send you the 2 PDFs with the 2 homeworks pertaining to the music theory part of the lesson here. Great. Let's go on and talk about the solfege number 22. Solfege number 22, again, it's difficult because of the pitches involved, right? The rhythm is not too difficult, but the pitches are difficult. And this one's written in E minor. And I figured we're talking about minor keys. Why not write a solfege in a minor key this time? And you can see that immediately from looking at the beginning, right? E minor, you can see that D sharp right there in the first bar. D sharp is the leading tone in E minor, so it establishes the E minor as a key. And also at the end, in the last bar there, you also find that D sharp that, you know, solidifies E minor. But anything in between, there's a lot of accidentals, there's a lot of change. It's almost atonal at that point. It takes you from one key to the other, and that's specifically done to give you a little bit of a challenge with the pitches and the intervals involved. All right. Again, in order to practice this, I would practice one line at a time, very slowly. Sound your pitches. Go to your keyboards, learn the pitches, and then add another line, and so on. Practice slowly. You don't have to go at 90 initially. You can go at 60 and then bring it up to 70, 80, and so on. But eventually, I want you guys to be able to perform the entire solfege from beginning to end at least twice without any mistakes, and then you've gotten it. Okay, I'm going to sound my beginning pitch here. Mi, right? And I'm going to put the metronome at 90. Okay, before I do that, what's really important here to notice that because you have an F sharp in the key signature, a fa sharp, right? Every time you see that F in there, remember to sing it F sharp, okay? Unless stated F natural. And it happens quite a few times that it's stated in F natural. But if you don't see it, you have to perform it as fa sharp or F sharp, okay? Very good. Metronome at 90. Mi. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Mi, fa, sol, mi, si, re, sol, fa, mi. Sol, fa, si, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si. Mi, fa, sol, mi, do, la, si, do, re, do, si. La, si, sol, mi, do, la, sol, fa, mi. La, si, sol, mi, do, la, sol, fa, mi. La, sol, la, si, do, re, mi. Fa, mi, la, do, si, re. Mi, re, do, si, do, mi, do, la, sol. La, mi, do, la, sol. La, do, la, fa, mi. Fa, sol, do, la, mi. Sol, fa, mi, re, mi. Si, mi, si, sol, mi, re, do, si, do, re, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, sol, fa, mi. All right, not too bad for an difficult exercise like this, but since the rhythm it's not so difficult, all right, metronome at 90 is not too fast in this case. Yeah, remember, make sure that you perform fa sharps wherever you have to, and it's not stated otherwise. That's one of the challenges in here. And of course, there's weird intervals and you know, quite leaps of a 6 and even a 7th in the middle line. There's a 7th leap and so on. Excellent. So again, this is something that you study, not sight read. If you sight read, you're much more advanced than usually the people that take this course. All right, let's go now to Robert Starr, the number 25. Okay, we're still dealing with eighth notes in here, and this one's written in 7/4. Okay, there's 3 ways to conduct in 7/4. Okay, the first one is on the model of 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, or the 4 and the 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, or the other one, 2, 3, 2. Now, in order to conduct on 2, 3, 2, you go down to the left, that's the 2 part. Then 3 times to the right, that's the 3 part, and then 2 up, that's another 2 part. So 2 plus 3 plus 2 equals 7. Now, what I did here on the last 4 lines to help myself is I put either number 2, the 3, or the 2, and then 3 or 4 or something to help me with the conducting here. When I see the formula 2, 3, 2, I know that I have to conduct on that, you know, down to the left, then 3 to the right, and 2 up. If I see 3 and 4, I conduct on the formula of 3 first, and then formula of 4, and I'm done. Or 3 and 4, the other way around. It's easy. But what can throw you off is that 2, 3, 2. All right? So I'm going to put the metronome at 90 again. I don't think it's too fast for me. And I'm going to go through. Remember, this is just the last 4 lines of the number 25. Robert Starr. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Ta-ta, ta-ta, ta. Ta 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 ta. All right, not too bad. What really helped me here, it's my notation up there, the 2, the 3, the 2. Immediately tells me, okay, this part of the measure you have to conduct the 2. Here you have to go that 3. Here's the other 2. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with you guys making notes in your music, just to help you with the performance, okay? It's the performance that really matters, not how your music looks. All my teachers told me that all the time, okay? Nobody's gonna look at your music and how you studied it. It's how you perform it that's the most important, and that's why I make notes in my music to help me out in performing. Very good. This brings our lesson for today to a close. In my next video, we're going to start talking about triads. Okay, we're done with the major and minor keys, and now it's time to talk about triads. Triads are 3-note chords. Okay, and next time we're going to look at the different qualities of triads. We're going to build triads on each of the scale degrees. That's why it's important for you to know scale degrees. Okay, and we'll take it from there. I'll also assign for you 2 more solfeges. Make sure you ask for them through the email. And also number 26, I believe. Yeah, number 26 from Robert Starr. This is the last exercise before we get into triplets. Okay, number 26 deals with changing meters. So you'll have 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, even a couple of 6/4s in there, and you have to be on your mark, making sure that you switch your conducting to these meters as you go through number 26. Okay, so for next time, only the number 26 before we dive in and we talk about triplets. Excellent. All right, until next time, I want you guys to stay healthy and safe and to be good.